In this video, I'm going to talk about shade and placement of bonsai trees. Here's my main display bench in view from our front window. And these trees are all in relative full sun. By relative full sun, the sky is unobstructed. It's late in the day, so the sun's over there behind another big landscape tree. However, only a few of these trees will actually see true full sun throughout the day. This large cypress will, it's about 7 feet tall to the tip top. This ficus will, this Australian bottle tree will, and this elm will. The smaller trees down below will receive somewhat partial shade from these larger trees. The more sun the trees get, the faster they will use water. The more shade they have, the slower they will use up water. The slower the water will evaporate. I can also use larger trees that I'm growing. This is of course part of my bonsai garden, but landscape trees can help. Large trees nearby can help. This large mass here is a Siberian elm that I'm growing out for later use. As this grows larger, it actually provides afternoon shade of the trees. You can see the shade of the trees on the other trees. This large corkbark elm was recently dug up and repotted this year. Otherwise, it's a large tree also that covers quite a bit of area. These castor bean plants or trees, although poisonous, the seeds are extremely poisonous, can be used for effective shade. If you look at my development bench, I have tried to place large trees in areas of shade. Here's a volunteer Chinese elm, came up from seed on its own wild. But I've tried to use a mixture of different size plants to provide tiny areas, like this it's a Baja fig, Mexican rock fig, to provide some shade for some of the smaller, maybe more tender plants. In extreme cases, I have my little lean-to style greenhouse here that, although the roof is clear, does provide some shade to more tender things like peach, Kofuji wisteria, native Arizona chokecherry. I have a trident maple in here that is enjoying the shady conditions. And there is a ginkgo in here. The ginkgo survived last year on the bench. Full sun all summer, partial sun I suppose with the other shade trees. And it did burn, so I have it in here hopefully this year for more humidity and a little bit more shade. If I go back to my development area, not only do I have the large Siberian elm, the large corkbark elm, I've also strung up some bamboo fencing to provide shade for a trident maple and a native Arizona canyon maple. These burnt leaves are leaves that emerge early in the spring, now cannot take the heat. You can see there's nice, fresh, new, let's call them summer leaves, ready to go. And this shade also allows some relief for these trees that might be more sensitive. You can see some of the leaves are still contorted on this maple or burnt. If we compare to the greenhouse structure, these ones are not. So this amount of shade must be more correct for the maple.